Hello, Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to Tasha's Tales. Today is a Ramadan special with some of my gorgeous and wonderful friends. We will be discussing all things Ramadan, but before we start, I will just introduce them to you. So first we have my gorgeous friend, Juwaria.
Hi, Assalamu alaikum.
And her lovely husband, Zak Bhai.
Hi, Assalamu alaikum.
And my okayish husband, Ahmed.
I was expecting that. Hello.
Hi, Assalamu alaikum. So, since Ramadan is around the corner, so we are recording this before Ramadan actually starts, but when I share it out, it will be Ramadan. So I thought we'll get together and have a little chat.
Ramadan's in 2 weeks.
When I share it though. It's not, it's next week.
It's next Saturday or Sunday.
Yeah.
Is it? Oh, yeah.
Pennies just dropped.
Oh, do you know what? All this time I thought it was in... I really thought it was in 2 weeks.
No, it's next week. So by the time this goes out, we'll be a week into Ramadan.
Okay.
So I thought, let's use this as an opportunity to reflect on Ramadan. Okay. So what was Ramadan like for you growing up?
Good. I feel like Ramadan brings back a lot of positive, but really warm memories. It's always about spending time with family. But then as I grew older, like the spiritual element came more into it. Obviously the food is there as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, for anyone who's listening for the first time or doesn't know about what Ramadan is, does anyone want to explain what Ramadan is? Because I'm not that knowledgeable in that department and I don't want to get it wrong. So, Ahmed, what is Ramadan? And do not go off on one. Just tell us like a brief, like, just for someone, a bit of a dummy guide as to what Ramadan is and why we practice Ramadan.
Well, I did come equipped with my red book of dad jokes, but that's not going to come out.
Definitely not.
But also, fun fact, I'm not the person with the longest beard in the room, for one.
Hey, Zak.
And Zak has been shaking his head that he doesn't want to talk about it. It's a bit of stage fright, but that's all right. So Ramadan is a month in the lunar Islamic calendar where Muslims fast from dawn till dusk, or from sunrise to sunset. And yes, not even water is allowed.
Not even chewing gum, can I just say?
Dawn till sunset. Dawn till sunset, I've been correct.
See, he does have something worthwhile to say. He's just shy, but we're going to get him out of his comfort zone. Yeah, so that's Ramadan. But also for me, Ramadan's not just about not eating. It is about, you know, the 5 pillars of Islam. It's about giving to charity. It's about praying 5 times a day. It's about being more conscientious about how you behave, how you speak, how you conduct yourself, you know, because at the end of the day, for me, my kind of belief is that we represent Islam. You know, Islam isn't just something that we follow. It's a way of life. So it's all of that really for me. All right, let me tell you a little trick question.
Yeah.
Have you ever intentionally broke your fast just because you were starving, Marvin?
When I was young.
How old?
Like probably about 10, 11.
Yeah. So I remember kind of a story where I was about 10, 11. My cousin Ahmed, who's now a doctor. Hi, Ahmed. He and I went downstairs and we had guava trees and we were starving. So we kind of went down the hill. This is when we lived in Pakistan, Kashmir. So we went down, we snuck downstairs and we saw these guavas on a tree and we could not resist. We were like, they look so good. We're hungry and no one's going to catch us. So we snuck down and quickly ate some guavas. And I remember that so clearly. It felt so naughty. But yeah.
Did you get caught?
No, but we still laugh about it now because it was just so funny. The worst thing though is that there was a boys' hostel next to us and they were all obviously starving, Bujari. And there was us sat eating in front of them intentionally on purpose. Yeah. Yeah, that's my story. That's what I remember. So what about you guys, Ahmed?
I think my first proper fast when I was 7 years old.
7?
Yeah.
Young that.
Yeah, I think mine probably was as well.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Quite young.
My first proper fast was when I was 7.
Wow.
And
Commitment
I found chocolate in one of the cupboards. And I couldn't say no to a chocolate. So there you go. Out goes the fast.
Isn't it funny how we remember that though? Do you remember what you ate yours, Dewey?
No.
You don't remember what you ate when you broke it for the first time?
No. I think, probably chocolate.
Really?
Yeah.
All right, so you know how, do you remember yours?
I don't remember.
No.
If I did a inside out. We used to
Zach doesn't want to spill his secret.
Yeah. They do.
No, I've never done an inside out.
So, you know how I was saying to you that before we started recording this podcast, I was saying to these guys about Ramadan. Up until I married Ahmed, I didn't really fast properly. So we're talking 25 years of age and never really fasted. I'll fast like one day here, one day there. So sometimes for me, I almost feel like a revert in some ways, I suppose, because my spiritual journey is one that's kind of up and down. And I would say as I'm getting older, it's getting stronger. But I think, was it last year that I kept all my fasts for the first time?
Last year, yeah.
Yeah.
So
last year was the first time. I'm 34 now. So in 33 years, it was the first time that I actually kept all my fasts. So, yeah.
Well done. Mashallah.
Yeah. So, yeah.
So how do you feel now going into this Ramadan, knowing like your experience of having fasted last year? How do you feel?
So last year for me was absolutely epic, and you both were a huge part of why it was epic, because I'll never forget, Niall's a bit older, he's a bit more aware. So we went to the museum and had iftar at the museum.
Yes, that was last year. That was amazing.
Are we doing it again this year?
Yeah,
you guys
Start this year.
They are.
All right.
And Jimmy got the last 2 tickets. So we're
actually got the last one.
She'll have to FaceTime us from there or something. And also when we went to the masjid.
We'll just
Or most of Ahmed and I will go Half End, and Tasha and Joel can go to the museum.
Yeah.
No, we're coming to Half End Masjid too.
We can go again.
No. We'll do 2 anyways. Let's not plan our diaries right now, guys.
I don't think everyone wants to hear that.
Podcast, okay? But last year we also went to the masjid.
Yes, for iftar, and we did iftar there together. Yeah, and we prayed Maghrib there as well.
Yeah, we did.
The boys played together.
Yeah. So for me, that's the absolute highlight. And I think, do you decorate the house for Ramadan?
We do a Ramadan corner.
Yeah.
So we have I think we got it a few years ago. It's a Ramadan calendar, and for each day of Ramadan, it has something for you to do. And it could be something like do something nice for a neighbor or give sadaqah as charity. So it'll be one deed to do of the day. And so we try and talk to Abdurrahman about it and then try and do that. And I think in the past we've also had like a Ramadan chart where he was putting stickers on? I can't remember what it was.
Yeah. With the moon-shaped sticker as the month went along.
Yeah, and then we write down what time iftar is. And we also last year, we got Ramadan journals.
Oh, okay. That sounds
nice. Didn't fill it in though.
No, we didn't end up using them properly.
I think sometimes, don't you think with consumerism, and this is just my own kind of point of view and experience, I think we get consumed by consumerism.
Yes.
Just like people do with other festivities. I feel like I don't want to get absorbed with, I have to buy this, that and the other.
You want to focus on the actual essence of what it is.
Yeah.
And I think with the journal, I think you overthink it. Just do it rather than planning. You can spend weeks and weeks planning. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that.
But actually, when you're in Ramadan, just doing it. Yeah.
Just do it. That's the.
So last year for me, it was just about getting through Ramadan. You know, 2 young kids, no support. I'm doing it for the first time properly. Yeah. It was a lot. So this year, I actually want to be conscientious about picking up the Quran. picking up, that's Emma making a noise and ruining my sound quality. Did you hear that?
Oh, yeah, I didn't do it on purpose. You just smacked me on my arm. It's like DV going on here.
And you've left me in the thingy now. What was I saying? Help me out.
Oh, this year you wanted to pick up the Quran.
Yeah. So last year Emma got me a Quran with English translation, and I'm hoping to get through that. So,
I think that's a really good goal, mashallah.
Because you know what? We've all read the Quran in Arabic.
Yeah.
Oh, well, some of us have done Quran hifz, mashallah. Subhanallah. Which is amazing. So we've known Zach and Juby for about 2 and a bit years.
Yeah.
And I only just found out that he's done Quran hifz. What does Quran hifz mean?
Well, that's the half is what you have to do.
The Quran hifz is a little bit shy, so I just want to be respectful.
I memorized it.
Yeah, and tell us how kind of long it is.
So the Quran is 30 chapters of 30 juz. So I memorized the 30. The print edition that we've got, it's around 850 pages.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah,
so 850 pages he's memorized. Subhanallah. You know, I think that's phenomenal. I really do. Yeah. I think that's really great. And also, do you want to tell us a little bit about your teacher that you found?
Oh, can I plug him as well?
Yeah, of course you can.
Okay. Oh, you might like this one. So I pray, so I read my door, or sometimes called manzil, to him in the mornings at 6. So I wake up, I learn my stuff, and then I pray to him at 6 till 6:30. The good thing with that is I was struggling to find time during the day, and because he's based out in Pakistan, my hour early is in the afternoon, so it's easier for him to accommodate our time than me finding someone in the UK who would wake up at 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning. He's really, really good. So he does kids and grown-ups. I think I found with me, just reading and just doing it. It was the same thing with that journal reference where just do it. You can plan and say, oh, I'll do it every other evening. I'll do it after work, or I'll do it like that. It'll never happen. You just have to do it and lower the barrier to entry in doing it. So reduce friction as much as you can. And I found using this Qari based out in Pakistan, he WhatsApp calls me at 6 on the dot. I pray to him, and then that's it. We have a little gupshup beforehand, 5-10 minutes, Naya Juno, how's it going, everything else. And then I pray to him, and then that's it. And then I'll learn it the night before bed, have a quick look at it in the morning, and then I pray to him. So can you put comments on this podcast?
Yes, you can. Yes.
So if you are interested for yourself or for kids, put a comment in this podcast and we'll get back to you with his number. So he's based out in Pakistan, but he's English, Arabic. He does Quran, wudu, the stuff that you would teach your kid to do. And he does it online. So Skype. So I've got a friend whose son does it Mondays, Wednesdays and Fridays on Skype. So you can see him. I just do WhatsApp audio. He doesn't really need to see me. That's maybe a good thing. So if you are interested, stick in the comments and we'll get back to you.
Okay, fabulous. Talking about the comments, guys, Juwaria, would you like to proceed and tell the world my little hiccup?
Yeah, I will. So when we got here to Tasha's, I did say to her, I said, oh, would you like me to proofread your captions? Because I noticed something on the one for today's podcast. So yeah, moving forward, I will be just making sure all the I's are dotted, T's are crossed. So everything reads right. Yeah, I'm the caption proofreader. I just want to jump back to what you said, Zach, about talking about your hifz lessons, like keeping it frictionless. I know that you've been reading Atomic Habits recently, and I think it's really, really important, like thinking about Ramadan and especially thinking about like goal settings and what we want to achieve in Ramadan. I think Atomic Habits is a really good book to sort of delve into with the mindset of like how you want your Ramadan to go, because like setting goals, you don't want to say, oh, I'm going to read one like whole chapter of the Quran every single day. Like we all have lives, we all have daily lives and things going on. I think what we need to remember is like keep simple, small, attainable goals and adopt the method from Atomic Habits, but that they're consistent. And then at the end of Ramadan, when you do have your reflection of what you've achieved, like, inshallah, we will all then have.
Absolutely.
Yeah. One of the things he mentions in the book that I always still remember is to make it easy.
Yeah.
I find that one really resonates with this, make it easy.
And you know what you said, just do it. I'm sure, I can't remember, it was a little while ago, someone said to me that it's the 3-second rule. So you've got 3 seconds, and in that second, if you don't allow yourself to have like an option B, if you think, right, okay, I need to get up and pray, don't give yourself more than 3 seconds to think about it. Just go and do it. Because the longer you give yourself, the more chances are
you back out.
that you're going to back out.
Yeah.
I find the make it easy, one of his 4 principles, I can't even remember
the
other 3, but they make it easy.
Like Tasha, talking about your intention of like wanting to pick the Quran up.
Yeah.
Honestly, like it's such a good goal to have, but I do think that like try and keep it easy for yourself, and also that keep it a simple, easy goal that you can slot into your day-to-day life. And it could be something as simple as, okay, I'm going to read 1 page of the Quran every day. It's not about, oh, I want to like read the whole Quran. Like at the end of the day, like intentions are what are most important for us as Muslims. And if you've got the right intention and you say, okay, I'm going to pray 1 page of the Quran every day, but I've kept it easy for myself in that I am going to be able to pick up the Quran and slot that in and do that. I think by the end, like you'll get to the end of Ramadan and you know, you'll find that you've already prayed like so much, inshallah.
And make it obvious. That's another one he says in his book as well. Make it obvious. So if it is about reading the Quran, then put the Quran in a place that you can see rather than being tucked away, wrapped in a jar.
Recently they've got this whole thing about manifestation and also having visual board. I actually think that's so true, you know, because I feel like it must do something in our brains where it must make connections.
It's like
got to, isn't it?
It's like that thing I sent you that day on Instagram about creating.
She sends me a lot of things on Instagram.
Amongst the memes, there was that one post I sent you about where they all got together and created a visual board for Ramadan of like what they want to achieve this Ramadan. And I think it's you know, keeping it visual. It's so
We're totally
important.
doing that next year, by the way. Inshallah. We'll get together and I'll host it.
Yeah.
Do you not find then you overthink it and then you just lose track of what it is, which is just do it?
Yeah, sometimes. But then I think also the good thing about the visual board, especially if you are a visual person, is that you can get busy in your day-to-day life. And then before you know it, Ramadan always flies by so fast every single year. We always get up to 15th day Rosa and we always say, oh, I can't believe half of Ramadan is already gone. If you've got your visual board there, it kind of, there's that accountability of, you know, making sure that, yes, that is my goal. Yes, that is where I want to achieve. Okay, how can I fit it into this day? How can I fit it into my day tomorrow?
Yeah, absolutely. Zach, you wanted to ask a question. So we had a massive blunder. So we were recording, we were really into the flow of things, and all of a sudden, Ahmed kindly pointed out that my mic wasn't working. So we had to take a pause for 15 minutes, charge up the mics, and we've just returned. So in that little 15-minute break, Zach said he was going to ask a question about.
Was I?
Why do you fast?
Was that the question you were going to ask me? Oh, then yes, I was remembered to say that if it came to me, I was just going to say because Allah has told us to.
Okay.
That's it. Rather than, so when we were younger, I remember we'd say, oh, it's to be thankful for the food you've got and all of that.
Yeah.
But I think as you get older, you realize the most important thing is because Allah has said you must fast.
You must obey His orders.
Yeah. Allah says you must fast.
What about you, Ahmed? Why do you fast? Why do you fast?
I think it started off being culture, a cultural thing, and you know, everyone around you fasts. So you know, as a child, you're quite impressionable, and you obviously the religious aspect is there, and you're being taught about that as well. But it's a lot of impression that you take from people around you, which is why I was quite young when I started fasting. I think I've not missed a fast since I was 10 years old.
Wow. That's incredible.
And to be fair, it's quite commonplace, to be fair. I mean, I've spoken to a lot of other people who've not
missed one.
It's
just normal.
Young.
Yeah,
It's
right.
very normal. But yeah, so and then obviously you kind of go through this journey of life, and then you discover and rediscover your religion and why you do things, and you can relate to different aspects of religion at different stages of your life differently.
Yeah.
So yeah, it is a journey, and it's as much as it is a journey, it is also a lot of self-realization and reflection that goes into it. And why I fasted last year to why I fast this year. Obviously, the reason, the core reason would not change. That you're just required to as a Muslim, but then what you want to get out of it might change, and that might not remain the same throughout your life.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I was actually going to say 100% we fast because Allah has told us to, and it is one of the 5 pillars of Islam. But then I think the beauty of Islam and our religion is that as you grow older and your outlook of the world and your lenses change, and you appreciate different things at each stage of your life, you sort of appreciate the reason why Allah has asked us to fast, whether that's from a health perspective or, appreciation and gratitude for what we have, what we've been blessed with. So yeah, I feel like those nuances are there.
Yeah. Absolutely.
But I think just about goal setting as well, just going back to goal setting, I think the one thing that the Asian community in particular need to do is to set a goal of how many samosas they're not going to have this Ramadan.
100%.
It's always like a competition, some people just
that's
for it. So I was obviously raised in Pakistan. I was there for 12 years. And for me, I'll be completely honest, no disrespect to my family over there who, fasted with me. But my recollection of Ramadan isn't a religious one by any means. Okay. There was for me personally, there wasn't that sense of no one's going to Tarawih, no one's reading namaz. It was basically all about food. It was about what we're eating, how much are we eating.
That's where it's a cultural thing as well, because as much as it is a religious thing, it's a cultural thing as well.
Yeah.
And how it intertwines with culture, how religion intertwines with culture and gets that color. How, and this is where the diversity in Islam really is brought out when, different people across the world celebrate, have different festivities when it comes to Eid, have different traditions when it comes to Eid. The core remains the same. You go, you pray, and then the festivities begin, for instance, for Eid. But, the foods would be different.
Yeah.
Some of the cultural nuances would be different.
Yeah.
And then that just adds to diversity of people in the religion.
Yeah.
But also it shows how, I think how inclusive Islam is, in that the core beliefs are the same, but then each sort of culture will have its own traditions around that. And like you said, Ahmed, that's the diversity, within Islam.
And also what you said, Ahmed, about kind of, yes, we must fast because Allah's told us to, but why we do it in terms of how we practice, what our intentions and goals are, does change. So for me, becoming a mother, has probably changed my perspective. I feel a huge and a great sense of responsibility that I am now a role model for my children, and, what they see, in terms of how I'm practicing Islam and what I'm doing is going to play a massive influence. It's about teaching them from a young age. So, and that's kind of my rationale or my feelings towards why I'm doing it. I know I'm meant to, but that right, is kind of, So anyways, our children, so Juwaria and Zach have a beautiful little boy who's the same age as our little boy, and they are currently watching TV, and you can probably hear them in the background. But is there anything else anyone would like to add before we say goodbye?
I think just one thing that I want to say is that I think my perspective this year in terms of Ramadan, like it has changed because I can't stop thinking about what is happening in Palestine, and I can't stop thinking about what the Palestinians, not just in Gaza, but in wider occupied Palestine are going through. And I think this Ramadan, I am going to have, as I have had for the past 5 months, much deeper appreciation of everything in my life. And alhamdulillah, everything that we've been blessed with, you know, in terms of like, you know, something as simple as safety, you know, a roof over our heads, food, clean water, family, loved ones around us, you know, the lives that we have and the lives that our children have as well. So I think, Palestine is definitely has been on my mind for the past 5 months and will
I think
be.
as an ummah, it will be at the forefront of all of our minds and all of our du'as. I think I'd like to think that when we break our fast, there will be millions of houses worldwide
making dua.
That'll be making dua, but we'll be a bit more mindful about the kind of bites of food that they're taking and that kind of, you know, absolutely. And I think people of Palestine have kind of shown us how to behave. And I don't know if this was recorded earlier when I spoke about the Islam being not just a religion that we follow, it's a way of life. And the Palestinian spirit and the Palestinian bravery kind of demonstrates that in terms of their core belief, their optimism, their hope. And they will be in our prayers, they'll be in our thoughts. Yeah. Would you like to say anything, Emma, before we log out?
Didn't even get time for dad jokes.
No, today is not the one.
Well,
would you have one dad
joke?
Go on,
and do you have one dad joke for Ramadan, have you?
Not a PG one, to be fair, so I'll keep it out.
And Zach's not here. He is with the children. He's excellent with children, mashallah. So, I really, 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 truly hope that you enjoyed this conversation amongst friends. This was not structured. This was not planned. This was very ad hoc and it was in the moment. It was from the heart. And I hope that came across. I hope you all feel it. I hope you have a blessed Ramadan. I hope all your efforts are accepted. I hope all your prayers are accepted. I hope and pray that Palestine is truly liberated and free one day, inshallah. And I hope I live to see that day. So that's my message. Do you want to say anything, Emma?
I'm on a bit of a sugar high, really, because I've had so much dessert in the background while people were talking. But I truly hope and pray for everyone who's fasting that Allah gives them the strength to control what they eat. This is not a month to just absolutely go at it as if there's no tomorrow and there are food challenges to be conquered, but everything in moderation.
Yes. Yeah. Very good point. After all that joke. What about you, Dewey? What would you like to say?
Just pray that Allah grants ease to everyone in Palestine. I mean, Palestine is going to be in our du'as as it has been. It will be in our du'as for Ramadan. I hope everyone has a good, productive Ramadan, you know, achieves their goals, has a spiritual check-in, you know, with an outlook of the next year. Ramadan Mubarak.
Ramadan Mubarak. Can I just say I'm so proud of Zach for joining in.
Yes.
Before we started this, he was like, nah, like this is not for me. and then he did his bit. So alhamdulillah, I'm very, very glad. So take care and God bless. Zach, do you want to say Ramadan Mubarak? I was saying it really, really loud so you could.
Ramadan Mubarak, everyone.
Any parting words, any words of wisdom you'd like to share about Ramadan?
No, not that I can think of at the minute. There is, I think. So if this is coming out at some point in Ramadan, I think it's never too late.
So it'll be a week in when I post it.
It's never too late. If you haven't started Ramadan as you thought you would, it's fine. Just start doing it from now.
Yeah, you have 3 weeks.
Yeah. Start it small as well. I know it's all well and good having ambition. They say, oh yeah, reach for the stars and all that. But I find if you start very ambitious and you don't get to that level, you feel slightly disappointed and feel like, oh, I'm a failure. I can't do this. It's too much. So then just lower the barrier, reduce the friction, and just do it.
Right. Also, thank you, Jazakallah. I just want to say, Alhamdulillah, I feel, as you guys know, I feel very fortunate to have friends that empower us, friends that respect us, friends that are there for us at our good times and bad times. And you are those people. And we are truly grateful for you. And I'm especially grateful for the milk cake and baklava that you guys have.
Happy to oblige.
I got the joke in. Anyways, all right. Okay. Assalamu alaikum. Take care. And hopefully speak to you all soon.